Welcome back. All right, so just the two games in the NHL tonight, but because they were completely separated, I right away knew this morning. I thought, okay, so I'll just have the one board, not two boards, but there's no way it's all going to fit in one column, so I'll have two columns for each game. It worked out pretty well. I didn't need more than two columns for the first game or for the second one. So, again, because I'm able to watch the entirety of each game, I get a lot more notes done. Tomorrow night, it'll be less. We've got 10 games tomorrow night. So, two now, 10 tomorrow, 4 on Friday, and then 13 on Saturday. So, every other day, it's a little bit easier, but every other day, all the other days, then it's kind of crazy. So, it's a regular NHL schedule this year. First up, Boston and Philly. So this was only Boston's second game of the year, and people may look at this and say, "Well, that's an advantage then for Boston, right? Because they've only played one game, and other teams have played four or five." It's not though, because now you're spending a lot of time practicing. You're not in game situations, and so you're kind of hurry up and wait. So apparently, the original schedule had Boston playing Thursday and Saturday, and then playing this game, and the Thursday game ended up being moved. So it was Swayman versus Jones tonight. Bruins wearing their thirds. I know that Swayman's going to get a lot of probably some heat for this, but honestly, it's the first time I've seen him not look great in a game. First chance went to Taylor Hall. Lawton had a fast break, fires one wide. Carlo had a chance that was saved. Pastrnak mishandles one in close, but the shots were 4-0 for the Bruins at 5 minutes. So the Bruins came out pretty darn sharp. Frederick had a backhand that was stopped. Bruins press again at 7 minutes. It's all Boston. I can't stress enough, it's all Boston, but they don't get a goal. Martin Jones is sharp when needed, and then Atkinson scores on their second shot from Broussard and Braun at 8:08, and that was against the flow of play. It was just the puck goes the other way. It's in the net. So Atkinson, who's impressed as a flyer already, while Voracek's done the same in Columbus. So far, that deal's worked out well for both. Swayman then stops the Sanheim chance. Kuhlman fires one wide. Plays evening out at this point. Flyers starting to get their chances. Bruins pressure, that ends up drawing them a power play. We get a shorthanded 2-on-1, during which Swayman denies Farabee. And some overpassing on the power play. There were numerous opportunities tonight for Taylor Hall in particular, where he passed when you're thinking, probably should have shot there. But shortly after that power play ends, it's Carson Kuhlman. The fourth line shows shooting on net is a good thing. And so Kuhlman scores from Frederick and Nosek at 16:48. I believe that's Nosek's first point as a member of the Boston Bruins. That was shortly after the power play ended. Then they had an incident where the door at the Flyers bench was a little bit askew. So like the bench, the door to the Flyers bench. And so they were going to add 3:12 to the second period. I was like, great. The door is going to make the second period 23 minutes. So the Bruins exit, but then the Bruins come back because they fixed it. So, okay. With 1:35 left, the Flyers get a power play and they score on it. It's Farabee from Broussard and Ellis at 19:51. So a first period where Boston plays really well, they exit the period down 2-1. So that had to be tough. Second period, the Flyers start off well, obviously understanding, hey, we're ahead. We've been outplayed to this point. Let's see what we can do. Lawton scores from Van Riemsdyk and Yandel at 1:58. And this was right after JVR beat out an icing. So Yandel fires it into the corner from his side of center. Knowing Van Riemsdyk's going to get there, Van Riemsdyk puts it to Lawton, and it's in the back of the net. So it was a nice play. Really nice play there, starting out with Yandel with the throw from the other end from the other side of center. Jones then saves on a Pastrnak backhand. Hall had a shot go wide. The Flyers clear it out. Things get kind of chirpy, kind of scrummy, and this is a Boston basically part of their game. They're down 3-1. They're going to start getting a little physical. They're going to start getting really kind of chirpy. They'll get in your face and try to knock you off your game, which it had mixed results in this game, right? Pastrnak hits the side of the net. Atkinson gets a prime chance that ends up going wide. McAvoy got shaken up at the Flyers net, which left all Bruins fans going, not McAvoy, not again. But then Taylor Hall scores in alone on the goal. Great shot. McAvoy with the assist at 8:38. So Hall's on the board, and it's a 3-2 game. There was a net crash by the Flyers on the next shift. Couturier misses one wide. Ristolainen had a point shot that was saved, and some really good back and forth action at this point. Boston just down by one, but both teams getting opportunities. The Flyers then press with 5.5 minutes left. There's a post for the Bruins, and there was some sloppy play by both teams, which again, Boston only playing their second game, Philly playing their third game. And yeah, it was kind of sloppy at this point, which makes it entertaining to watch. I'm sure for coaches on the bench, it's frustrating, but yeah, it is what it is. Marchand then with a turnover and the Flyers press. And Marchand had a lot of turnovers tonight. I'm going to guess 4. I don't know how many they actually tracked, but between giveaways and just handing off the puck to the wrong guy, not very Marchand-like. Marchand's usually pretty good with the puck. So again, you can look at that and say they might be a little bit rusty tonight, right? Jones then denied Craig Smith, but Marchand scores to tie the game from Pastrnak and McAvoy at 19 minutes. So McAvoy, after being shaken up, gets 2 assists to make Bruins fans feel better. And it was a result of a good pressure situation off of a face-off for Boston. So it's tied going into the third at 58 seconds. A 3-on-1 off of a turnover. Atkinson scores from Farabee. So that made it 4-3. The Bruins defense and their turnovers really need work. This is something that again, we'll see if this becomes an issue going forward. It's only game 2 out of 82. No reason to panic, but these are things they're going to want to clean up. The Flyers then press for another, and Foligno, who had exited the game during the second period, turns out that he would not return. Upper body injury for him. They would announce that later on in the game. Bruins press at 6.5 minutes. Jones making saves. McEwen and Forbert get kind of unfriendly, so this was Zach McEwen's first game for Philly. He's on the fourth line. He had fourth line minutes. I thought he played well enough. Things get scrummy at the Flyers net after a save. Marchand then passes one to JVR. So this is Marchand doing things that I'm like, it's not very Marchand-like. Bruins getting frustrated at this point, and this would make him more frustrated. Konechny makes it a 2-goal lead from Couturier and Giroux at 11-17. So the Flyers are in full control. Post for Pastrnak. There was a short press by the Boston Bruins. Atkinson then nearly gets another. It was right here that they announced Foligno's night was done. Bruins defense was pinching because they're down by 2. And of course, when that happens, you have to watch for more turnovers and more 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, and 3-on-1s. The Flyers press with 2.5 minutes left. With 2:17 left, Carlo takes a penalty. So I was like, all right, great. And so this is one of those things that I understand why coaches do it, but it drives me nuts. When you've got a shorthanded situation, you pull the goalie to get to 5-on-5, especially with how well Philly was already hitting the net. I knew there'd be an empty netter, and there was. It's Couturier from Yandel at 19:01, so it's one of those rare goals, which is both an empty netter and a power play goal. So your final score is 6-3 for Philly. They're 2-0-1. Remember, every 2 years, Philadelphia misses the playoffs, which means every 2 years they make the playoffs. No rhyme, no reason to it. Shots were 10-7 Boston in the first, 18-10 Boston in the second, 12-8 Boston in the third. Final shots, 40-25 for Boston. Power plays, 0-for-1 for Boston, 2-for-2 for Philly. The hits, 32 for Boston, 33 for Philly. This was a very physical game. Swayman saves 19 out of 24. Not his best game. Jones actually saves 37 out of 40 because it said Boston had 40 shots. So he had a .925 save percentage with 36 on 39, so better than .925. And of course with Jones, the one thing I've tracked with him for years is his save percentage because it always ends up below 900. But tonight, this is a good start, and I thought he played really well. So I've got my fingers crossed that Martin Jones is going to have a bounce back year for Philly. And it would be nice to see a goaltender go to Philly and see his numbers get a lot better, right? But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. But for Boston, there's some work to do. Second game of the night. Both of these, of course, were on TNT. Although the first game was on Sportsnet, so I had the Sportsnet feed for that. I had the TNT feed for this. When I say Sportsnet feed, that means all the studio stuff. They have the Sportsnet crew. The play-by-play was still the TNT crew. So it was Binnington versus Leonard in the St. Louis-Vegas game, and what a goaltending matchup. So in the preview today, you can see that both goaltenders came in with bad save percentages. Clearly, they decided to fix that tonight, and they both did. Jim Belushi working the siren. I saw that and I was like, yeah, Jim Belushi's in Vegas working the siren. And I know he's a big hockey fan. I've got a hockey card from Pro Set in 1992, but he's wearing a Blackhawks jersey in that. So is he betraying the Blackhawks by by being down there in Vegas with the horn. Does anybody care? Nobody cares. All right. So Perron had a chance that was saved at 16 seconds, which was an indicator for just how crazy this game was going to get. Don't let the score fool you. This was a game that really didn't feature a lot in the way of tight defense. Near miss then for Haig. Vegas presses. Early power play for the Blues. Krug had a shot that deflects wide. Leonard, really sharp early on, and they kill it off. The shots were 7-0 for St. Louis at 6 minutes. Now, the shots would be mostly even through almost the rest of the whole game, but yeah, they were all in St. Louis's favor to start. Binnington then covers a Marchessault shot that came in shortly thereafter. Neighbors had a chance. Raw steals it. Jake Neighbors is going to get that first goal. It's going to happen. The VGK Misfits line was the one that was going so far. I'm going to say this. With Pacioretty out, with Stone out, now it is that first line, your standard Misfits. Now it's just called the Misfits line, right? Of Marchessault, Smith, and Karlsson. And it's Karlsson that gets the goal to put Vegas on the board from Smith and Martinez at 8:17. And that first line looks really good. I honestly thought tonight they had tons of opportunities. They looked really good. Might be the best they've looked in a while. So maybe it's, all right, you're the primary guys now because Stone and Pacioretty are out. And again, I thought they had a good nose for the net tonight. And Karlsson on that one, he scored on his own rebound. So it was a nice save by Binnington, but right back to Karlsson, and he puts it in the net. Kostin was then in alone. Leonard makes the save there. Both teams getting fast breaks. It was back and forth. It was just fantastic to watch. This was probably the most entertaining hockey game I've watched this season. And that includes the craziness of Tampa and Detroit, which was just crazy. This was very entertaining. O'Reilly was 5 for 6 on faceoffs early on. Krebs had a chance. Parayko defends on that. Post then for Karlsson on a break. Carrier was denied, and Vegas with all the momentum at this point. So the shots were evened up, and a lot of shots in that first period. I thought we were going to get 100 shots. One point in this game, I was like, we're on pace for them. We could get 100 shots. And I was, again, I don't think coaches like that, but we as fans absolutely love that, right? Tarasenko had a break, fires it wide. Shot blocks and steals going on for Vegas. Leonard denies Barbashev in the final seconds. Tarasenko had a great game, so did Barbashev. So second period, Perron had a chance at 15 seconds. So he has a chance at 16 here and a chance at 15 here. Perron, whatever you're doing before the game or in between periods, it works. Kudos. Tarasenko was then robbed. Blues were sharper early in this period. You could see they were going for this lead on the road. Theodore had a shot tip wide, and then it's Saad on a fast rush the other way. Saad ends up burying it. O'Reilly and Perron with the assists at 3:21. So 3 hardworking players here, and Saad showing his nose for the net, getting his first as the St. Louis Blue, and that ties up the game. Kyrou then had a shot that nearly fooled Leonard. Leonard stopped it, but he wasn't sure where it went after that. So it's one of those ones where if it bounced up and over, might have ended up going in the net. Did not. Binnington then denies Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo had a heck of a game, and he took a lot of physical punishment in this game too. A lot of snow on that jersey in the third period. Haig got a rush chance that was stopped. A lot of shots. Again, lots and lots of shots. Crossbar for Pietrangelo. Bozak fires one wide during a 3-on-2 for St. Louis. 49 total shots at the game's half. Like I said, it looked like we might hit 100 because we had 49 shots in the first 30 minutes of the game. Vegas gets a power play, and then we end up with 1 minute and 19 seconds of 4-on-4, which leads to a short power play for St. Louis. During all of this, Colasar had a shot that was saved, but everything gets killed off. So the special team's not really a problem tonight. White Cloud had it, well, penalty killing wise anyways. White Cloud had a shot that was saved and held onto by Binnington. Fans tried calling a penalty. The ref wasn't buying it. Karlsson tips one, which is saved late in the period. And Saad couldn't bury one in the final 30 seconds. So we go to the third period, tied at 1. Great game. And you could already kind of feel that energy of next goal could win. But because of how wide open this was and all the opportunities, you didn't want to bet on that really. Because it's like, this could be one of those games where all of a sudden the dam bursts and one of the goalies allows 3 goals. It didn't happen, but that does sometimes happen in these games. So third period, Shen had a chance that was saved 2 minutes in. So Perron without that opportunity in the first 16 seconds. getting lazy in the third. Martinez gets a prime opportunity. Krug fires one wide. The shots, honestly, I was impressed at how even they stayed through most of this game, beyond the early lead for St. Louis of 7-0. Blues get a power play. Martinez with a shot block on Tarasenko. And Tarasenko at this point's up to 6 shots. So much like Matthews the other night for the Leafs, this is a guy who needs a goal badly, but at least he's getting opportunities. At least there's shot attempts going as well, right? Kyrou then to Neal, that almost gets it. So James Neal almost got one on his own team, but almost, nope. Vegas kills it off. No shots actually hit the net during St. Louis's power play. Kostin then tripped Martinez, which gives the Vegas Golden Knights a power play. And during that, there's a shorthanded chance for Barbashev. That was saved. And then there's a 3-on-2 rush the other way, and Marchessault was denied. So when you get those opportunities, again, Barbashev gets that opportunity and leaves him up the ice, so it gives you an odd man rush the other way. Blues do kill it off, though. And then Tarasenko gets a goal, his first of the season, from Kyrou and Shen at 9:49. Immediately a scrum breaks out right after. Pietrangelo, there was something he got mad about during that play after the goal, so it wasn't much of a celebration because immediately it turns into a scrum. But it was a nice three-way passing play. Krug gets the turnover, doesn't get a point on it, but Krug gets the turnover, and it's Shen, Kyrou, Tarasenko, and it's in the back of the net. So Tarasenko on his 7th shot gets that first goal of the season. And if you're a Blues fan, this has to be a good thing, right? Tarasenko's getting things going. Then Smith to Marchessault is attempted, and Scandella breaks that up as Vegas tries to answer, right? The misfit line creating pressure. Shots are being saved, though, by Binnington, who was fantastic tonight. And we're back to a lot of rush chances. Barbashev had a rush chance that was denied, and then Vegas would have one. It was just, again, coaches look at this and they say, yeah, we got to get the defense going. But we fans watch this and go, you don't. Just let them play. This is great. It's great hockey. Neighbors, they also focused on him and his ability to shot block, his defense. So with Jake Neighbors, he moves up in the lineup because of injuries that are going on with St. Louis right now. But because of the defense and because of the shot blocking, he's valuable all the way up and down the lineup. So this is one of those situations where sometimes people will ask, well, why does this guy get sent to the minors and this guy's in the league? Right now, Neighbors has a spot because he's hardworking. He is blocking shots. He's playing that defense. The offense is there, and I think at some point the puck's going to start going in the net for him too. So St. Louis is very happy with him, and it reminds me of Kyrou 2 years ago, is what Neighbors reminds me of. Kyrou wasn't putting up a lot of points initially either. Dadonov then had a shot that was blocked. Very quiet night, I thought, from Dadonov. They need goals from him with Stone and Pacioretty out. Goalie pull with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left, and with the face-off at the St. Louis end of the ice. Empty net goal for Saad was blocked, so he had the opportunity and gets blocked out by Vegas. Vegas did press after, but Barbashev gets the empty net goal, a reward for a really good, hard-working night of hockey. Thomas and Parayko with the assists at 18:48. So Parayko intercepts the puck, throws it to Thomas. Thomas throws it to Barbashev, and it's in the back of the net. And Martinez got knocked out of this game. So for Vegas, they lose this one 3-1. St. Louis goes to 3-0. Vegas drops to 1-2. And Martinez did not finish the game. So we'll wait and see what the word is tomorrow on whether or not Martinez misses the next game or what happens there, right? So for Vegas, who are having these major injury problems, there may be another one, or maybe that Martinez is okay, and he was just so close to the end of the game he couldn't come back. Shots in this one were crazy. 17-16 Vegas in the first, 14 shots apiece in the second, 12-8 Vegas in the third. Altogether, the shots were 43-38 for Vegas. Power plays, St. Louis 0 for 3, Vegas 0 for 2. The hits. This is what tells you how much Vegas's game has changed. The hits were 31-13 for St. Louis. Vegas doesn't hit anymore. So this is how their game has changed. They have 4 lines that can skate, 4 lines that can shoot, but they don't have that hitting part of the game now. And that's even with Carrier back in the lineup tonight and Raw back in the lineup tonight. So, yeah, it's interesting watching Vegas now because it's like a completely different team. Although with the misfit line as the first line, it kind of felt familiar too. Binnington saves 42 out of 43. Leonard saves 35 out of 37. Both goaltenders were spectacular It's a shame that one of these goalies had to lose, and it ends up being Leonard. But yeah, sign me up for more of the games between these teams because that was great tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just tapping upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.